To set up the software for the RCX3-SMU speed monitoring unit, each of the software must meet the version requirements listed here. If you want to use the SMU in offline mode, select the Use SMU checkbox when launching a new target window. This video explains the software setup for the speed monitoring unit. To prevent users from unintentionally modifying safety-related parameters, you can configure the access levels to restrict operations. After setting the access password and turning the power back on, the level automatically becomes level 1, operator level. The password you set should be shared only with users who will be changing safety-related parameters. Consider limiting who uses the equipment, and administer the operation and access levels of each user. The user level and access levels, as well as the editable content correspond are as shown in the table. Here, we'll use the RCX Studio 2020 to configure the access level settings. From the main menu of the target window, select System, Access Level to display the access level window. Click Change Password to open the Change Password window. When setting a password for the first time, leave the old password field blank. Enter a new password in New Password and confirm New Password, and click Change. If you are setting a password for the second time thereafter, enter the password that's set in Old Password, enter a new password in New Password and confirm New Password and click Change. Entering the wrong password in Old Password will trigger a password error alarm. Make any changes to the access level in the access level window. To change the access level to operator level, select Level 1, Operator. Select the Edit Coordinate checkbox only if you want to authorize the user to edit the coordinate system data. Click Set Access Level to change to the operator level. To change the access level to maintainer level, select Level 0, Maintainer. In the password field, enter the password you have set. Click Set Access Level to change to the maintainer level. Entering the wrong password will trigger a password error alarm. To set up the RCX3-SMU, first set the parameters using RCX Studio 2020, the support software for the RCX340 controller, and then use the configurator to write the parameters to the RCX3-SMU. The dedicated parameters of the RCX3-SMU cannot be changed via the PBX, so you must use RCX Studio 2020. The RCX340 parameters that are set in RCX Studio 2020 and transmitted to the RCX3-SMU during configuration are called SMU common parameters. First, in order to change parameters, you need to set the access level to maintainer. Next, set the parameters. Double-click SMU from the window Tree Parameters to edit the SMU parameters. Some of the access parameters and so forth are related to the SMU, so be sure to edit these as necessary. For details on each parameter, see the RCX3-SMU parameters video. When you change the parameters used by the RCX3-SMU, the warning message C98, SMU common parameter edited is output, and the SMU configuration LED on the controller monitor goes dark. Next, use the SMU configurator to transmit the parameters to the RCX3-SMU. From the main menu, click Tool and then SMU configurator to open the SMU configurator. A list of parameters related to the SMU is displayed. The contents of the parameters set in the RCX340 are shown on the left, and the contents of the parameters stored in the RCX3-SMU are shown on the right. Parameters that do not match are shown with a red background. When you click Transfer, a confirmation message is shown. Click Yes. Click OK in the pop-up window and recheck the values that are exported to the RCX3-SMU. If the contents are accurate, click Save to save the transmitted parameters to the RCX3-SMU. Click OK in the pop-up window and turn the power back on. The parameters that are saved to the RCX3-SMU are applied once the power is turned back on. Some of the RCX340 parameters are related to the RCX3-SMU. These parameters are not safety related, and are not transmitted to the RCX3-SMU during configuration. The Store SMU Stop Report parameter is used to select whether to save detailed information on alarms that occur when a safety function is activated on the RCX3-SMU. Storing this information makes it easier to identify the cause if a safety function is activated unintentionally. Note that there is a limit to how many alarm occurrences can be stored, up to 500. Set this only when needed. The Servo On by SMU Enable Operation parameter sets whether to turn the servo on when the PBX-E enable switch is in the center position in manual mode, and when the device is in an operable state. SMU CPU OK output, DO and SO, is a parameter that outputs the status of the RCX3-SMU to the general purpose output signal specified by the RCX340. Similarly, the other parameters that follow are output to the general purpose output signal specified for each named status, including the mode, status and so forth. For output signals that serve as a safety function, use the safety output that uses the safety I/O of the RCX3-SMU. That is all for the software setup.